live when I clicked on go live. Hi,
Nice.
everybody. We're live. We're having connectivity issues.
Yep, and we're
but,
back.
Yeah, we're going to give it a whack.
Give it a whack. We're back.
All right. So,
We're trying to be rappers.
I mean, if my career falls through, I'm ready.
I'm sure I could throw some bars.
I could Eminem it up, shave my head. Well, it's already shaved, but blonde it out, blonde my beard or something.
Nice.
Better
I think
than
that look good on you.
Yeah, just bleach blonde my whole beard.
If I understand correctly, before Black Diamond Guns and Gear was our view channel and a YouTube adventure, was it just Black Diamond holsters? Is that correct?
Yeah. So, before we did all that, I made holsters, and I mean it was okay and everything. Like I enjoyed it, but then the problem was 6 months into it, I got what they call it? It's some kind of
cease and desist letter.
No, it was
pretty good.
It was like chemical bronchitis or something like that. Like it was something crazy because I wasn't using the right PPE and stuff and the vapor and all that stuff. So it messed me up pretty bad, and so that kind of was like my maybe I don't want to do this anymore. So I quit doing a lot of it and trying to push it as something I wanted to put in the stores and all sorts of stuff. Like, of course, the first ones you ever make are just like terrible, and then you learn how to make them look better and how to do all your blocking and all that stuff. So after I learned how to do them better and make them look better, and they looked like any other Kydex holster out there like this or whatever,
Right.
But eventually I was just like, I think I talked to Josh through a friend of mine, and he was carrying some crappy Blade holster or something like that. It was like Blade Tech or something.
Blade Tech. Yep. That would be a company.
Yeah. And it was like it was full on like plastic. It wasn't Kydex like this. It was like a plastic.
Yeah, it wasn't even good like G.I. Joe plastic. It was just like, it was just weird plastic.
It was bad. So I was like, "Hey man, let me make you a holster." So he came over to the house one day, and I took his actual. I think he had a 19, and I took his actual 19, and I made him a holster. And he was like, "Hey man, you ever think about doing YouTube?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And that's how it started.
And was it a Step Brothers moment? Like, did we just become best friends? Or?
Basically, yeah. Because I think like I haven't known Josh very long. I've only known him for like 4 years, and it was basically kind of like that. Josh was basically like just a gun nut, kind of like me, and he knew a lot more about him than I do. So or did or do or whatever you want to call it, but he knows a lot more about him, and so basically because of that, we just kind of like bonded real quick and. Just the rest is history, basically.
Cool.
How quickly did you guys get the name together and everything after meeting? Well, because I went back and crept on your guys' Instagram a little bit, and your first post was December 3rd of 2017.
Yeah. So the first one, wait, what was the original question?
How soon after meeting did you guys like initiate the Instagram and hop on the social media and make your guys' logo?
It was pretty quick because when I was doing the holster thing, like I was trying to be on everything, Facebook, Instagram, everything. I was trying to be on everything. And so I was like, believe it or not, I do a lot of the media stuff. Like Josh doesn't do any of it. And I basically respond to everything, and I post everything and I edit everything and all that stuff. Josh is there to provide firearms for the most part. Sometimes, if it's his, most of the time now we have people that, let us borrow things, like Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo lets us borrow things, stuff like that. But in the beginning, it was for sure, Josh has a lot of, firearms and stuff, and he definitely had a lot more than I did at that time. And so he provided, basically knowledge of what he was doing. I like guns. I knew what I liked. I knew what I liked to shoot, and I like to shoot things. Josh pretty much knew everything about them, how to take them apart, how to, fix them, all that stuff. So he provided that and the knowledge and everything. And I just kind of, I'm a people talker, man. I talk to everybody. So I think I provided that aspect of it, and he provides the knowledge part of it, I guess.
Right on.
It's a good combination.
Right huh?
It's a great combination. You guys are awesome together.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we mesh well together.
Yep.
Yeah, it was really fun looking back and seeing you guys both. Like, I don't know, you guys got baby faces back in 2017 or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That was back when Josh was still in the military. See, he's medically retired now, and he was clean shaven. I think he just had a mustache. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I told him, man, I was like, you got to shave that thing, man. That mustache looks good on you. You got to keep it like that. And he was like, oh, no. I told myself once I got out of the military, I wasn't going to shave again. So.
Yeah, I mean, the bearded Joshes of the Black Diamond Guns Gear, it's
yeah.
It's an easy to spot sight when you guys come walking up onto the range or something.
I think it's my glasses. And my glasses give it away. Everybody's like, are those sunglasses? And I'm like, yes, they are. but they're transitional. That's the thing. So they are sunglasses also.
Yeah. So obviously you're not lying because you wouldn't, So,
yeah. I mean, they work for sunglasses and regular glasses.
I mean, after I saw those on you, I was thinking about getting the same pair,
Dude.
but I wasn't sure if it would go well with only a
I think it would look good with you. You got to get them.
All right.
They're just Oakley Holbrooks is all they are.
Nice.
So they're just regular. I think these are like a $98 pair of Oakley sunglasses, like the regular ones that they've made for years.
Yeah.
And I just get these and tell my thing to put transitional lenses in them. But the reason why I wanted them is because I didn't want to, I wanted sunglasses, but I didn't want to have to, while I'm driving, I'd take them off, put my regular ones back on when I didn't want them or whatever. I was just just screw it. Just make them transitional. I always have sunglasses. I always have glasses.
Yeah, streamline the process of vision.
Yeah, works good for me.
With the whole, while you're trying to sustain the Black Diamond Guns and Gear image and everything, what's the most tiresome part? Is it the social media or getting content out regularly or finding firearms to review and shoot?
For me, it's posting on a regular basis. That's my problem. Of course, I mean, dude, if we really want to talk about it, we have probably, years worth of content to do, but actually getting it out there is the problem. See, because me and Josh both work for full 40-hour jobs. So for me to, be like, hey, Josh, you want to do this thing on a Wednesday? Nope, ain't gonna happen because we both have to get up and go to work early in the morning. So it's not gonna happen. So really. And the hardest thing is trying to divide time between hanging out with your family, especially during the summertime, right? Yep. So hanging out with your family, doing all that kind of stuff, and also trying to put time in there to go and record videos or whatever we're doing, plus do podcasts, plus do schedule things with other people that we're going to do. It's all it's hard, man. Everybody thinks it's an easy job. It's not.
No, we're just dipping our toes into this podcast thing, and I mean, it's it's super. I never used the calendar in my phone until we started this podcast. Really, I just kind of went off the cuff with everything. But now it's all right, I got people scheduled 2 months out. I'm trying to remember to edit and make a post.
Watch it. Show me your titties.
Do you think that's? Do you think that's the most challenging thing for everybody in this industry? Yeah. Or do you think it just comes naturally to some people?
I would say people that have the time, people that do it for a full-time job. I mean, there's tons of people out there that make this their full-time job. And it has to do with a lot of, you do get the affiliate links. So you have to make sure you're making money on all those things. You have to know, you have to be in contact with all the guys that get you the stuff to do content on. You have to be in contact with those guys all the time. You gotta, and you get, regardless of whether people want to say it or not, they still get paid for it. And I know people would get butt hurt over, you shouldn't get paid for something. It makes you a shill. Well, how do you expect them to do this full time or do this all the time and literally continually put out content for you. Like Eric and Chad, for instance, they put out a video like 3 or 4 times a week. Like it's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, plus sometimes on the weekend. Like, how do you expect somebody to literally give you this content on a daily basis or whatever without them not being able to do it for a full-time job? Like, I mean, you can't do it. That's the reason why we post so little, is because we can't do that. I think in the beginning we tried to do that. We tried to post like 2 or 3 videos a week and all that sort of stuff, but we just finally figured out that it just ain't gonna happen. So if people are gonna watch it, they're gonna watch it when they want to, and if they don't, then they don't want to watch it.
Right.
Yeah, it's the actual amount of work that goes into the things is insane. Like before IB 88, I was like stocking up on more camera gear and stuff. I was like, all right, we're gonna do like an anything that fires vlog, and we're gonna do a video a week. I'm gonna do all this editing, and then the first video I edited was like 10 minutes, and it took me 12 plus hours to get it edited and uploaded. And I mean, that was my first time using Final Cut Pro and like trying to do it. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, yeah, working a full-time job, I don't think I could sustain a video a week or something.
Yeah, he was in the back of the van the whole drive back and just working on it. And so from Georgia back to Columbus, Ohio, once we got to Columbus, he's like, hey, I'm done. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I thought you were napping. No, he's just back there editing, doing everything right. So, yeah, he did a great job.
The funny thing was, the longer you do it, man, obviously the better you're going to get at it. I haven't been doing it this long. I mean, like we've been doing it for 3 years. I mean, but I've done all the editing and stuff. But yesterday, or I want to say Friday. Might have been Friday. I don't know. I can't remember. It was the day before, so Thursday. I was off on Thursday. So Thursday I edited a video, and the video was 18 minutes long. But the reason why the video is 18 minutes long is because literally I have stopped like going through it meticulously and like taking out parts I don't want.
Right.
And I've basically been just kind of like letting it roll. And, there's some parts I'll cut up, make funny or whatever we do, but for the most part, I put an ending on, I put a beginning, cut it up to a little bit here and there, stuff I see that's funny that I want to add in there. And then, for the most part, I lay big sections in, put an ending on it, call it done. And it took me like, out of an 18-minute video, it took me like maybe 25 minutes to edit it all.
Oh, perfect. That provides me some hope.
Yeah, no, it gets super easy. Believe me, like at first you'll be like, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. And you may still be like that. I don't know. But after a while, you're just like, nah.
It's good enough. People are going to watch it regardless. Whatever. I'm not doing this to please everybody. I'm doing this to inform people. So, yeah,
right.
I get it.
I love editing videos. Like, that's the thing. Like, when we first started doing this, I loved doing it. And I still like doing it. That's why I started like a vlog channel, because I want to do other videos than what we were doing. But, I mean, I like doing it. So it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, the like 12, 13 hours, whatever that was in the van, I had a blast, and the time flew right on by. And like back in high school, my big career plan was to go be a photographer. That was my thing.
Yeah.
And then I went and, hopped into the construction trade and became an electrician, did all that. So I kind of like lost the photography touch. And then when I got back to it and was editing that video, I was like, oh, nice. I'm going to make this thing perfect. And then the biggest learning curve thing, I input all of the video in like raw data. So I was like 5 minutes in, and the video was like 48 gigs or something. And I was like, wait, what? My computer just froze and turned off. I was like,
yeah.
So yeah,
it's definitely different. Like we will do every time I want to go somewhere, like if we go down to Eric's place or something like that, and we go down there to do videos with him, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna vlog the whole time down here, or we go to the Iraq veteran shoot, or anywhere, we go to NRA, whatever, doesn't matter. We go anywhere, I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna vlog the whole time we're here. It never happens, because the weirdest thing for me is I don't want it to be like I'm shoving a camera in people's face all the time. I don't want, like, because we know these guys. We know you guys. We're friends with everybody.
Right.
I don't want it to seem like I'm shoving cameras in my friends' faces all the time. I want to hang out with them, versus it making it's. And I know that people don't think like that. I know that people that are into this get it. So if they saw
Right.
us vlogging, they'd be like, okay, he's vlogging. Like, it's not a big deal. But I still hate that feeling of, well, here comes this guy. He's going to have a camera in my face the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I would think that people would want to see. There's tons of people covering what's going on. I would think people would want to see if that's behind the scenes. But I would want to see.
Right.
So that's why I would want to vlog the whole time. But I don't
Maybe
know.
you can get some spy camera glasses.
Yeah, just have the thing where it's in the middle of your glasses.
Yeah.
That might not be bad.
Yeah, I understand that a lot because, like, back when I was super into photography, I always had a camera around my neck. I never put it down. I was always just like in my friends' faces, snapping pictures. Like, it was just constant. And I got to the point where I kind of felt like I wasn't actually in the moment. I was like, oh, I'm just taking pictures of life. I need to like put this thing down and go do the thing for a second. So that was probably a big downfall of the photography. But then, yeah, after that whole experience, you're like, damn, I wish I had the footage of this and that. I feel like it's really hard to find the balance. And yeah, I always felt like I was being pushy with my camera. And then recently some of my friends were like, hey, why'd you stop taking pictures of us all the time? It's kind of weird not seeing a lens in front of your face. I'm not used to seeing your face. It's like, oh, well, I thought it was weird that I was shoving my camera in your face. So I'll try to find that balance again.
See, I watch like Talon Size, channel, and I've always liked his channel, but even before I was like into watching gun channels, like I watched Talon Size, and man, I like his style of video, and I've always kind of wanted to do that, but never really been able to because I've always been like, I don't want these guys to seem like I'm pushing a camera in their face.
Right.
And in the times when I shouldn't be, like it's different if you're doing like an interview or something like that, or you're talking to somebody about what's going on. But when you're out back having a couple beers at whatever steakhouse y'all are at before you go in to do this thing, you don't want it to sit around and look like you're recording the whole thing. That's the way I feel, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Even like where we were all sitting out at Jay Peters, it was like, I'd like to get some footage on my phone. And then it was like, I'm going to take like one little video because, we're all just sitting back and having beer. Like, I don't want to.
That is the perfect thing that I was trying to describe. Like when we were all hanging out there at the bar, hanging out, it would have been perfect to have a camera and talk to everybody. But man, it's just so weird doing that.
Yeah. And it would have made a great video.
Yeah, it would have been. And everybody, I mean, I'm sure people would have watched that before they watched the, Iraq veteran thing that we spent whatever amount of time on.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe someday we can all find the balance, but
yeah,
I think that's the hardest part. What's a piece of gear as far as your guys' like video creation that you just absolutely can't live without? Is it like editing software or a favorite camera? Nice. Yeah.
I mean, for real, like I had I've always had, iPhones and all that stuff, and I like iPhone. And if you don't, then that's your problem. Anyway, but I've always had those, and I had what do we have? It was like an old Windows something. I can't remember. I paid like $700 for it, and it worked for a while. But then, like literally after probably a month of using it, it started like going way down, like bogging down, and wouldn't do anything. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to break down and buy a Mac, man, because it's so easy and everything is so connected that it's so easy to put things together, and it's like it knows exactly what you want to do before you do it. And that's one thing I definitely wouldn't be able to do this without, for sure.
The one thing I'm struggling with, see, I've always been a Samsung phone guy, so I know that's my problem, but I've always been an Android guy. And I had
I remember you think I had that thing with the moon.
Yeah. Like I love my Samsung phones, but also like I had many Windows laptops, and I'll be them cheap. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to buy $200 little laptops so I can write on and like do some Google searches. But yeah, they would always crash within, no time at all. So I was gearing up to do some school. So I bought a MacBook, and then that fell through. And then we started talking about doing a podcast. And I was like, sweet, well, you have to get a computer. He was like, what do you have? I was like, MacBook. I love it. Yeah. So now we got matching computers, and
Yep, I bought the exact one because as computer savvy as I am, I can call him and be like, "Hey, what button is it?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exact model. He can walk me through anything if need be. But I didn't want different programs and stuff like that. So
yep,
it's good.
That's a good way to be, because that's what I do with Izzy from the Gun Collective.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do with him, because every time I have a problem in Premiere, he's been using it for like 20 something years. So every time I have a problem with Premiere Pro, I just call him up and I'm like, hey man, how you do this?
He goes,
Yeah,
oh,
like,
you go like this, thank you,
Yep.
genius. So
Yeah.
it works out.
Basically, yeah.
every time he
So,
calls me though, it kind of stresses me out because as much as maybe I'm, very much younger and more tech savvy, I'm still not used to this interface. So like, I don't know, I'll try to slide over and tab down, and I don't even know what buttons I hit, and then there's windows popping
yeah,
up and Siri opens, and
I technically I know how to do what I'm doing for the most part, but like I wouldn't be able to tell you how to like find stuff on here real easy. Like, how you, like in a Windows, for instance, you go down here to like to the start button and you hit like the search and you can type in what you want, and it'll show up. I don't know how to do that on a Mac. So
Right.
well, when you find out, let me know, because I'm
yeah,
also very
exactly.
confused. The biggest hang up for me is finding files. Like I'll download some pictures and
Yeah.
stuff, and then I have no idea where they are. I still can't figure it out.
That's me. I can't find. I wanted to the other day. I got a terabyte hard drive or whatever, and I wanted to move all of our finished YouTube videos that we've created on here through Premiere Pro or whatever, and put them on the hard drive so that they're not bogging down my computer. Well, I can't find them. I don't know where they went to. They're in here somewhere. I just don't know where they are.
Well,
So,
I'm glad I'm not the only one. But
yeah.
that also kind of makes me kind of concerned that I'll never figure it out.
Yeah. I have to find somebody that really knows how to do a Mac and be like, hey, yeah, this is where they are. See, but Izzy uses Windows too, so that's also another thing that's a problem. So I can't really ask him anything that has to do with a Mac. I can ask him what everything has to do with exact like Premiere Pro, but if it's on a Mac, it's like two different languages.
Yeah, like Swamp Dog said, well, he said ditch the Macs, and I'm going to have to disagree. But get a PC and run the Apple software on it if it's the apps that you need. And I've heard that before. I built a gaming PC, so I've got like a $2,500 PC sitting next to me, and then I always just pull up my laptop and like set it on top of the keyboard, like slide out of the way, PC, it's Mac time.
Yeah. But having an Apple phone and having a Mac, they just go together. It's just easy to move stuff over, to share stuff with it, to airdrop stuff to it. Like, it's just super easy.
That's been the driving factor that's been kind of trying to persuade me into getting an iPhone. And I've tossed the idea around because, everybody always talks about the Apple ecosystem. Everything on it just drives really well together. And like the airdrop, I would love if I could just pull out my laptop and airdrop a video over to my dad or my sister or whatever. So,
Matt, you have an iPhone, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, because when you text me, it showed up blue, and I was like, "Oh, cool, he's got an iPhone."
Yeah, so I like it. It works well for me. Some of my friends are like, "No, Android's better." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I'm used to the system. I've never had a problem with it. Yeah, it's easy. So it works out well for me."
I used to be hardcore against Apple. Like, I used to be hardcore against Apple. Oh no, communism, whatever. But man, after I got one, I was like, I'll never go back. They're just so easy, man. So easy to do. It's like I said, it's like they want you. They would know exactly what you want to do before you do it.
Right.
Yeah, and people will pull like the communism card or whatever with the Apple, but I mean, as far as compared to Android, their privacy standpoint is super freedom.
Yeah.
I mean, even like when the FBI comes knocking, looking to unlock a phone, they're like, nope. They agreed that we wouldn't share their data. So good luck.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Aside from the computer, as far as like the video software and everything goes, do you have a favorite camera or a favorite piece of audio equipment?
So I'm using an A7 III right now. That's what's on here. And I love it. Like, I used to use a Canon M50. That's what I started out with. Actually, I started out with our phone. So all of like the first like year and a half of our channel was all iPhone 8 or something like that. And I basically bought a program. It was like a $16 program on Apple. And I bought it, and that's what I edited our videos with. And that's how I uploaded them, everything. And then after we graduated to a Canon M50, started using that, and it worked really well for a while. And obviously, like, the quality looked better and all that stuff. And then, but after I was talking to Matt from Lobster Media, right?
Yeah.
So after I was talking to Matt, he was like, "Man, you ought to get a Sony." And I was just like, "What?" I was like, I like these Canons, all this other stuff. And he was like, "Man, I'm telling you, you're looking for the cinematic look." And at the time, like, I have this love-hate relationship with how I want to do videos. So in one way, I think I would really like to do, say, like a tactical toolbox, like how he's like very cinematic and
right,
that kind of thing, or even like Peter McKinnon, for instance, like he's very cinematic and very cool looking like that. But on the other hand, you got Donut Operator, where it's just like shoots it with whatever automatic thing he's in, and is just like doesn't really give a shit. Like it's just whatever it's on, it's on. He doesn't really care. And it has no transitions. Like it's just cut to cut to cut to cut. And so I want to do a cinematic thing, but also really don't care about it. So it's very hard for me to decide. But with this camera, I feel like I can get the cinematic look, regardless of whether I'm doing like slow motion or whatever. And I can use it and still do like the cuts where I just don't really care what it looks like. And it still kind of looks great, but also has the I don't care factor with it. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
With the Demolition Ranch thing, where it's like, he's just using his GoPro or his phone or whatever is closest to him. When we had a Gun Drama Johnny on, I asked him if he had any advice for someone getting started out in the content creation as far as hardware. He's like, the best piece of hardware you have is what you have. And that really, I think, stuck with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, you have people like Demolition Ranch that make beautiful videos. And then you said Peter McKinnon, his videos are amazing. And Casey Neistat is a super big inspiration to me. That's why I stole his sunglasses trick so people can't see me looking at all my monitors and everything.
Yep. Dude, I like all those guys, and that's the thing. Like I have such a mix of everybody, I think. And I kind of it's weird. Like one day if I'm feeling it, I'll do cinematic shit. If one day if I'm just like, nah, just throw it out. One video, no editing kind of thing, we'll do that too. So, but I agree. I mean, the only reason why we have these or this camera and the laptop stuff, just because we've grown and have saved up the money or sold enough fat guy holsters or whatever that makes it to where we can afford to get those things. But if not, we would still be doing it on our phone just like we were doing it before. Like I said, we did it for 1.5 years on our phone, and it worked. Actually, some of our funniest videos that we put up were from that era. In my opinion, like we've gotten so, I don't want to say lazy, but we've gotten so like stuck to the grind or whatever that we've kind of quit doing like the funny stuff. Like for the most part, like, I mean, we're ourselves and I cut that in there to make it look funny. But for the most part, like as far as like us doing like skits and stuff in the beginning and all that kind of stuff, we've kind of quit doing that. But I don't know.
Yeah. When I asked Johnny for some advice, when Evan said he wanted to start doing this, and I was like, all right, hey, what do I need? Because I just want some good stuff. He's like, heck, Josh use their phone for like the first year at least, maybe the first 2 years, and they got good content, so your phone should be good enough. But do this, do that. So most people in the industry are also very helpful to each other with stuff. So
yeah, I'll be honest with you. I think it was our the way we edited the videos that made it funny. Like, of course, we could come up with a skit and do the skit thing, but I think it's just like the way we punch in on certain things. Like if we're cracking up about something or if we're something like that. So it's all in the editing, honestly, in my opinion. If like I said, I did it on a phone with a $16 program.
Yeah. I love the video you did of the holster review when you got on the little gravity machine or whatever. And you got upside down. It's just you guys just having fun. It's hysterical. So
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that's when we make some of our best videos. I'm telling you.
Yep.
Maybe we should go back to that. I don't know.
Yeah, throw one out on occasion. Just for fun. What the heck?
A lot of times you feel the pressure of like, oh, I got to get this out, or I got to get this out, or, oh, this is a new thing, I got to get this out. Like when when the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus and the Ruger Max 9, when those came out,
Yeah.
we got them pretty quick. Smoky Mountain had them, and they allowed us to take them out on loan and do the videos with them. And I was like, man, these came out this week. We need to put these videos up now. So we went out and we shot like a no editing, one take review on them, like basically what our first mag impressions were.
Right.
And it's like things like that where you feel like, I don't know if everybody feels like this, but I feel like this. I'm like, if something is new, I gotta get it out there so I can get views and stuff on it, so people can see it and that kind of thing. And it's just hard to. You feel the pressure sometimes. Is what I'm saying.
You feel the pressure of a timeline, but a lot of times you probably put the pressure there yourself.
Yeah.
But,
for sure.
Because so many things are ever changing. You know, it's like you have the Shield, then you have the Shield 2.0. Now you got the Shield EZ. Now you got the Shield EZ, you know, match grade or whatever, and then and just all the new stuff coming out. It's like, holy cow, it's another Shield, but I need to get it out now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think you do put some of that pressure on yourself for sure.
Yep. Well, because you want to provide good content for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so you're wanting to provide good information in a timely manner. And sometimes you just kick yourself in the backside because you need to make a funny video first.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. A lot of times, if we get something and we want to push it out or whatever, we try to doing the thing like we kind of recognize that we're not trainers and we're not professionals, and so we try not to. We just tell everybody like we're just guys that like to shoot guns. Like if you take our opinion and run with it, like that's great, But I'm not telling you should feel the same way I do. I'm just telling you what I think about it, and so that's the reason why we do like the first mag impressions and stuff. Like if I like say the Walther PDP, I thought that gun felt like shit the first time I had it. I was just like, it feels so light and like plasticky. I didn't like it, but then after we did the video. I started to like it. So in the video, I said, I don't like how big and thick it is, but by the end of it, I was like, I kind of dig it because of how accurate this thing is, and it was really nice. It's a good pistol. I like it now.
After many days of the grind, or just kind of getting lost in the grind, trying to get videos out and everything, what's the way you guys relax that's outside of the content creation atmosphere? Do you guys have hobbies that you turn to unwind?
Yeah. I don't really know much about Josh's. Josh is pretty much into guns. Like that's pretty much Josh. There's really nothing more than that. No, he likes tattoos and stuff like that. So he used to be a tattoo artist, so he still does that kind of thing sometimes. And he's into cars, so he's like does like mechanical stuff and fixes stuff and all that kind of thing. I just recently got into like off-roading stuff, so I bought a Jeep. And doing that whole thing, and I had to go a couple razors before that, and of course I play music. I've played music for 20-something years, before we started doing YouTube and stuff. And I think that's where I kind of took my creativity, I guess, from playing music, and I kind of put that toward YouTube.
There you go.
Yeah, and the reason for that is because, like, okay, if you remember, like the video I did for the Hidden Hybrid holsters, when I did that video, we were in our little studio that we had, right?
Yep.
Well, that first studio that we had, like, it was almost like you have to look big to be big, kind of thing. And we've always done that with music, so you've always had to have like, the massive backdrop that says your name and like stage lights if you wanted them, or you always had to look professional,
right?
So I kind of took that and saw what I was seeing on these different YouTube channels, and I basically would apply that to our YouTube channel. So if we had a huge name, like a big vinyl thing that said Black Diamond Guns on the back of it or whatever, and then that got a little old because I think we did that when we had our Facebook live show that we did, because we did that before we became a YouTube channel. And then after we quit doing that, then we had that backdrop with like the wood look and then the shelves and all that crap.
Right.
Like that. I just kind of took all the creative juices I had playing music and went to that. But that's what I like doing out of here. I like playing music, and I spend time with family and all that kind of stuff. So guns are just a bonus.
Nice. What instruments do you play?
Drums.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
I was a big drummer for, at least all through my high school career and everything. And we had a nice little garage band that we had big plans on taking far and doing shows and everything. And then the growing up people stopped showing up to band practice and everything. But
yeah,
something that's been super exciting is I'm about to move into a house. So I'm going to have a garage environment again. And
heck yeah.
I'm about to get myself a big boy drum set here coming up in the future and get back into the music thing. Because, I miss that a lot.
Yeah, man, it's fun. Right now, I still play. I play for a church, and I do that every Sunday. Cool. So I still kind of keep playing, even though I'm not playing with a band or whatever. I still play with that to keep myself playing. Nice. But yeah, I've played in probably I can't even count them as far as band goes. The biggest show I've ever played, we played in front of Filter a couple of times. Played in front of Theory of a Dead Man.
Nice.
We played in front of, I want to say, Tantric a couple times. And I mean, those are some okay shows and everything, but those are the biggest shows I ever played in front of.
That's pretty sweet.
Actually, doing that Theory of a Dead Man show, man, we played in front of them, sold out show. It was like 3,500 people. It was a massive place here in Knoxville. And a lot of people. We got, it was us. There was another supporting band, and then Theory of a Dead Man, which, is what it is. If you like that kind of music, they're just like bro rock, But anyway, so I'm not technically into that kind of music. But the band I was in at that time, I was trying to make it, or whatever you want to call it. Right. So that, you had to play what you wanted to play to get in there. But anyway, playing with that band, man, and then, playing that. As soon as we get off stage, they rush us off stage, and they take all our stuff off the stage or whatever, and they put it all back there, and we're loading up, putting in our trailer or whatnot. And they're like, "Y'all got to come around the front. You can't even come back in the back door no more." And we're like, "We just literally came off stage," and they're like, "Yeah, but you still got to go around." So we went around the front, and I think we got $100 for 6 people to play that show. That was sold out.
Wow,
it's
that's
I'm
dirty.
Done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't worth it for me to literally take my drums, set them up, practice, break them back down every single time, and do that 2 or 3 times a week or whatever. Then take stuff to show, set them all up, play the show, break them back down, put them in the trailer, take them back to the practice place, put them back up. It's just
and breaking down the drums is like the worst. The worst. Breaking down the drum set is always the worst. And so trying to get everything set back to where you had it, turn it down so often. It's
you learn little tricks, but still the point is that we probably have 30 different things to take down and put away. A guitar player has what? Guitar, chords, and an amp.
Yeah, he's got 2 wah-wah pedals and a pick.
Most of the time their boards are on something they put together.
Yep, exactly.
And they just put the case back over it and take it off stage. It ain't nothing.
It's 1 trip, 2 trips. We got 20.
Most, and then most of the time they don't help you carry nothing of yours because they're like, "Oh, I got all mine off stage."
Yeah, or they're scared to break a cymbal or something. No, just help me carry him, please. Come on.
It's so much. It just wasn't worth it for me, man. So I was just like, that's why I took all my creativity, man. I put it toward YouTube because it was something I knew I could do and have fun doing.
Well, I think you're doing great at it. You guys, you're a good mix, and I love watching your stuff.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Oh. We're kind of in a stalemate right now because of the whole range situation that we're going through.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not fun, man. We've technically been going through it since October.
And you are a huge gentleman over it.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. I'm just not an asshole,
right?
And I want to be sometimes, but I can't bring myself to do something out of spite and stuff for no reason. So I didn't. The reason why I don't shoot over here, I didn't shoot the 22s and the shotguns like he said we could, is because first of all, that's what he wanted us to do, is shoot 22s and shotguns.
Right.
But second of all, my lawyer was like, man, if you can hold off and just not shoot out there, it will look a lot better in your favor. If you were just like, I can go shoot other places, which we have been for the most part.
Yeah.
But now we've kind of lost them. People have got tired of us coming over and shooting every Saturday or whatnot, which is understandable. I completely understand that. So it's kind of like hard to find a place to go out and shoot now. So now we've that has really stalled a lot of our videos, actually. So right now we got a guy. He's running a place called Coordinates Training Facility, and he's just now putting it together, and it's out here close to our house, not our house, but pretty close. And it's a long range place, and he's got up to like 400 yards. Like it's a pretty good distance.
Nice.
And it's a private range, and he was like, man, I heard what you're going through. He heard it off of like Hank Strange or something.
Okay.
And so he contacted me through that, and he was like, I heard what you're going through. Anytime you want to come out and shoot at my place, you're more than welcome. So that's
awesome.
Pretty cool.
And
cool. He also runs another training company. I can't remember the name of the training company now. It's like Kajor or something like that. Kajor or something like that. Anyway, it's a training company where they train like security forces, like as far as like contractors and private security. Like I don't want to say like what's the president? Not like Secret Service or anything, but stuff to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, I got a couple of places where we go out and we do car stuff, like defensive, like car defense stuff and stuff like that. He was like, anytime you want to come out there, you can go out there and shoot whenever you want and stuff. And I was like,
cool.
Yeah, I was like, we need to do some car videos. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we're hooking that up, and hopefully, VIP security. Yeah. Basically, hopefully that'll be in the next couple of months. We'll be able to go out and do some videos out there. So that'd be really cool.
That will be really cool.
But
I'm excited to see the result of all that.
It'd be fun, man. I'm super excited that if anything come out of it, at least I got a new place to shoot at. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I've never had a lot of shooting options. My buddy bought a house in the country, and it's nothing like, it's not a fancy range. It's like two little steel swingers set back by an oak tree, but I mean,
it's something.
It's something. Yeah.
Yep.
Living downtown in the suburbs, it's real hard to, especially like indoor ranges suck as far as the cacophony of the reverb and everything on the concrete, and they're always expensive.
Yeah, the bad thing about going to public ranges like that is that you have to worry about everybody else's noise around you. So we can go out to Windrock. That's where we first started doing our videos. That was Windrock Shooting Range. That's where we started shooting outside.
Okay.
That's a cool place, and they got some cool area. But the problem is, every time you go up there, if you take a camera with you might as well forget about using any kind of audio, because it's just constant gunshots and you can't say anything. And it's just, so if you're going up there and you're going to record something, you might as well go ahead and just record B-roll and just get like videos of you shooting it, and then do all your other stuff in like a studio setting or something.
Okay.
It just ain't gonna work.
It's just way too much.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to worry about everybody who doesn't know how to do things right.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
the amount of bullet holes I see in the dividers at an indoor range always just knocks me off.
Oh yeah.
What? That is,
at least if I'm out there, I just got to worry about me and Josh or whoever.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always keep the med kit extra close when I'm shooting indoors or anything like that.
Always carry a tourniquet when you go to a public range.
Yeah.
I'll carry
ballistic vest. You might put your helmet on.
Yeah.
You're like, that guy looks silly. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
So
said you, the person that's pointing at everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nah, Opie's getting into the headgear and the night vision and all that stuff, and I've been thinking about getting into some of that stuff. I just don't know. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a little out of my price point, even though I do foolish spending in other avenues. I already have all the fun foolish spending that I do, so I can't get all that going in there too. I did get a plate carrier back at like the start of 2020. I was like, things are gonna get weird. I'm gonna get one of those. And I mean, I love that thing. It's fun to run around the house and LARP with a plate carrier on, and Practice.
Dude, they
magazine.
have a Prime Armor, man. They got some good stuff.
Yes, they do.
I have seen their. We did a video on their stuff, but I've seen where they have bundles and stuff on their website, and they got like I think 2 plates, plate carrier, and I think it comes with like a med pouch and a magazine carrier, I think, and it's like $600.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
I
deal.
was looking at some of those.
I like we have like full on, AR 500 steel plates. That's what we have for plate carriers, but I'm thinking about switching because those things are so light and they take a crazy punch, dude. We put 308 through them and it never went through. So
Right.
Yeah, and those steel plates are hefty. And
oh yeah,
like I said, it's fun to run around the apartment and goof off. But at the same time, after going up and down the stairs a couple of times, I mean, I've been sitting on my ass too much. My cardio ain't so good. I got to take that thing off.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
those polymer plates and everything that are becoming more prevalent, really looking good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty good.
And they have a different shelf life than the steel, though. So you got to look into that too.
Yeah. I know that after a while, my steel plates are going to be good for longer than what their shelf life actually says. I know it's going to be longer than that, so it's
Right.
always good. But like you said, the other ones do have shelf life, and I don't know if that stuff gets brittle or whatnot. So
Yeah, and like in your position that we are, we're not really expecting to have to utilize that so much. To buy something that has a 2-year shelf life or something. It's gonna that digs into the pocket a little extra.
yeah,
Right.
I think they have I think Prime Armor has a 5-year shelf life. But
I was going to say, I believe it's 5 years.
But still, even my
that's
steel
okay.
plates say 5 years. So
Yeah, I mean, as far as at least the steel, I mean, I imagine if you take care of it reasonably well and don't let it get corroded and stuff, you're not really going to have too many issues with the shelf life. But yeah, when you're working with like synthetics and stuff, bonds start breaking down, and I don't know, science and shit. So
oh yeah, that's why I haven't. Well, I mean, I just haven't thought about it, but that is a good reason to, I guess, stay with steel.
Well, it probably depends on the storage of it as well. Like if you always keep your vest in your vehicle, it's in the trunk or something, depending on what you're driving, and you go summer, winter, you're going through the seasons for all those years. That's a lot of material. I mean, same thing with your car seat or the dashboard. That stuff starts breaking down. So maybe the shelf life's better than 5 years. Maybe it's 10 years, but they're going to say, hey, 5 years. That way, if a round goes through someone, they're like,
yeah. Hey, we said it was 5 years. How long you had this thing?
Yeah. We've had it for 5 years and 6 months. All right.
Well, that's on you.
It's all on you.
Yeah, the vehicle always wreaks a havoc on things. Like my big med bag, I usually keep in the vehicle because toting that in and out of the house. But yeah, once you go through the seasons, you're trying to open a wrapper of something, and I mean, it's good to keep some extra shears or a knife around because even the Band-Aids, you're like, I just have a little nick. You're like, I can't get the fucking Band-Aid out.
Yep.
Yeah, vehicle storage as a pain in the ass.
That goes to like, should people take that stuff out every night or at least once, by the weekend or something like that and put it back in their house?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never thought about that.
I mean, really, you probably should, but also, situation and environment dictates to a point because it's like I live in a pretty clustered apartment complex, so I'm wary of walking in with my big old black duffel bag with my battle kit in it and my med kit every day. My neighbors are gonna be like, hey, that guy is pretty fucking weird. I don't know about him.
Carrying them bags and stuff. What the hell does this guy got going on?
Yeah, right. Just carrying Molly covered bags in and out of the apartment every day. Like these are definitely not guns.
You should get you should probably get a body bag to put all your bags in and just drag a body bag from the vehicle every day into the house and out of the house in the morning and like drag it. I think that'd be fun. People would be wondering what the hell's in the body bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
hey,
wouldn't impact me at all. We're getting some weird letters from the leasing agent.
I just bought some Condor bags, man, off of Amazon, and they seem pretty cool. I got a big one. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called a Colossal, And then I got two smaller ones, and they're called something else. And I can't remember the name of them, but they're really nice. And I think that's what I'm gonna start carrying all my stuff in. And because before, like you said, I would just like take it to my truck or whatever. But if I have to take it out, and let's say I'm in a different place, my home was pretty secluded, so it's nobody cared. But if I do have to take it out, if I'm in a different city or something like that, I don't want somebody to see it. That's what I'm going to start using those for. And also, I think I'm just going to use one big duffel bag and just put all my loaded magazines in them, so they're ready to go if I have to take them somewhere.
There you go. Yeah, I try to keep all my stuff staged for either the range or zombie apocalypse or whatever, in like a couple bags. But also like you go to do this, so you take some things out and put some things in, and then after a while, your organization and your actual like list of what you have in there isn't necessarily applicable to a lot of situations. So then you're kind of like, oh shit, hit the fan. My range bag. I have ear pro, eye pro, and some ammo.
Yeah.
Where'd everything else go?
Yep. I'm in the process of making bags for those situations, and I've just recently started getting into it pretty big. So
good.
It's probably maybe some videos on that too. Who knows?
I think you guys should, because there's going to be a learning point for you guys, right? And you're going to be like, hey, in one of our first videos, I was using this and I kind of found this, or now I've transitioned over.
Yeah.
I have like a day bag. That's a go bag, right? I have one that stays with me, and there's medical and ammo and backup firearms or whatever, my Banshee, more knives. That's just the bag I take to work.
Right.
And then in my vehicle, I have another go bag with more medical and stuff, but that one I have to pull out periodically, and I change stuff. Right. Yeah. So every now and then I'm going to double check my gear. Wintertime comes by, long johns get shoved in there too, and whatever, so there's a little bit of learning curve and change and everything in there. And you always have to keep an eye on your gear. You have to check your gear, plain and simple. Definitely learned that while I was in the Marine Corps. Your gear, you better make sure it's working, right? Someone's not going to come by and be like, well,
first starter good. You got in there? Oh, that's not going to work. Or,
is your canteen cover sewn well? Is it going to fall apart at you, right? So it's your job to inspect it. I think you guys should do videos on that. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's something I think we're definitely going to get into.
Especially with like everybody's been going back and doing videos about like basic firearm safety and stuff, because we had such a large influx of first time gun owners in the country in the last year. And like, I know when I first started shooting guns, I was just shooting guns, and then I was like, oh, okay, so I should probably have some medical stuff. And I was like, oh well, what if things get crazy? I now have these skills. What if I need a bag with a tent and all this? So I think those new gun owners are going to start graduating into wanting go bags and all this stuff. So go back and cover that again.
They will.
Yeah.
So it might not be a bad idea to throw some out there. I mean, that could always get some looks and some views on it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely watch them. There's been a couple of times when like search go bags, and Warrior Poet Society and Such have really great videos on it. But like, I don't know, a lot of them out there are like very poor quality or very dated. There's only a handful of like really actual impactful go bag videos and things of that nature.
Yeah, I've seen Level's video on his new range bag he's got, or his truck bag, I guess I should say.
Yep.
Because I think he said he quit doing the go bag and he started doing like a truck bag where he had all this stuff in it. And I watched that one, and or a go bag is what he said he quit doing.
Yeah.
I've been recently searching into that, and I've always had bags, of stuff. But, I've always had, water. I've always make sure I have like at least, ammo, water filtration, way to make a fire, way to stay warm, that kind of thing. Because I figured if I'm going to be anywhere, I'm going to be on my vehicle. And so hopefully I can, have shelter in it or whatever. But for the most part, like those are the main things I make sure I always have, enough ammo and all that stuff. But I really want to start getting into making myself better prepared, I guess, in a sense. And I think we might start doing some videos on those things.
That'd be awesome to see. That's a forever battle. It was like you've always got the inkling to become more prepared, and then you get complacent, and then it hits you again. You're like, oh, I got to work on my bags, and then you go play drums for a couple weeks, and
right.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons I love my van so much, because you have so much storage. The store and go seats, they just fold into the floor, or that's the storage compartment. So underneath there, I have a bag that's got some of my tools in there. People make fun of me because, I have a shovel and an axe and a saw, some trash bags, duct tape. And they're like,
you gotta have what you gotta have. You never know when you need it.
There's lots of stuff in there. Jumper cables, all that stuff, your socket set or whatever. So there's one bag that's nothing but tools. There's another bag that's a little bit of survival, extra stuff. There's another bag that's more or less a go bag with medical and everything. And so I love.
What you're saying is you have other stuff in there other than stuff just to wrap up a body.
Exactly. So it's not like I got a bag of lime in there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might have to have a talk.
Might not
with
be
you
a bad idea.
Like at least hide it a little better, Paul.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, yeah, I always have duct tape in there and stuff too. Just you never know what you're going to need. And I put one of those metal toolbox things on the back of my truck, because I have an F-150, and that's what I put in there. And that thing has a lot of storage in it, and I keep a lot of that shit in there. I have like drills and stuff in there that I don't, never know when you're going to use it. Like you said, axes, hatchets, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Just never know when you're going to need it.
Yeah, I'm excited to upgrade my vehicle one of these days and be able to have that space to put all that, preparation stuff in, because right now I'm driving like a janky old Camry, and I mean, reasonable trunk space, but it's also like it's not the vehicle I want to stow that stuff in, because it's already kind of like a West Side vehicle. People look at it like it's probably got a nice radio in it.
My brother, man, I have a stepbrother. Y'all met him, Josh. He was down to the range day. He was always into like, I guess like fast cars, but also like lowered cars and stuff like that. Like he's always had like Jettas and that kind of stuff. And finally, thank God, and he's had like a couple Mercedes and stuff like that too. But finally, he like grew up and finally got I wanted him to get an F-150 or something like that, but he finally got a Tundra, or no, not Tundra. He got a Tacoma, and so like he's having
it's still a good truck.
Yeah, he's got a truck, and he's got, it's kind of lifted a little bit, so he's got some room underneath it, and he can go places and stuff. And I'm like, finally, you kind of graduated to something cool, man.
Yeah, now you guys can go cruise together, you and your Jeep, and he and his taco.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's fun, especially around here in the Smoky Mountains. You got all these places you can go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have many options aside from corn around here, so when I get a truck someday, I have to come down and hang out with y'all.
Yeah, man. Come up here and do the trails and stuff anytime.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm gonna have to expedite a new vehicle so I can come down and hang out with you.
Maybe I'll get my van lifted a little bit and get some bigger tires on it, and I'll get a blower, and we'll just come down and tear it up.
There you go. Whatever works,
Yeah.
We're goofing one day. I think driving down to rainy IV-88 range day the last time, and I found this picture on the internet, the vast internet. It was like a 2020 Toyota Sienna all-wheel drive van, and they had it lifted with like a big old steel bumper on and shit. It was sweet, and they had like they're racing it through the dunes with like the big old dune trucks and everything. I was like,
nice.
Okay, I think I should take that approach. Ultimate family man.
The rainy range day, man. We that time it was me and my wife, and then Josh and his girlfriend, and we were like, what should we take? I mean, usually we take my truck everywhere because it's 4 doors and people can fit in it, and it's not a big deal. For whatever reason, we were like, oh, we're going further down Georgia. Let's take the Explorer because it has better gas mileage. So we took my wife's Explorer, And I'm pretty sure like her Explorer is not even like, it might be like the smallest 6-cylinder they have. Like it's like a 2.3 or something. And so when we got there and all the rain happened, we were stuck in the mud and stuff. And I was like, we should have had my truck, man. We wouldn't have had this problem. But yeah. So
She's probably still washing mud out of there.
dude, yeah. Like we came back and we took it through the thing and everything is spread underneath it and everything. Literally, there's probably still mud underneath there right now from that time.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a crazy freaking range day right there.
Oh yeah.
On our way back up to Ohio, our like back left caliper locked up. So
Oh really?
yeah. So we're like, what does that squealing sound? Get out. We're like, fuck, that caliper is locked. So
yeah, son of a.
I think we noticed somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, I believe. And we're like looking for Walmarts and shit. And we're like, I think we found one Walmart, didn't have an auto repair center or something, or they were closed. And we're like, okay, we're definitely not in a good place for this situation. And we found this mom and pop little, like, you know, like a advanced auto parts or whatever, but mom and pop in the middle of nowhere. There's like a grain elevator and an auto parts store. Yep. And like rolled up to the door and walked in. They're like, you know, they're trying to close, and we're like, oh, we have a caliper locked up, and they're like, y'all ain't from around here, are you? Like, oh fuck, man.
Nope.
I think we have enough guns to deal with this, but yeah,
like, yeah.
They're like, toss some water on it, just you'll make it to Ohio, no problem. Like,
they're like, you'll make it to Ohio, you're fine. You know, like, So every time we stopped, we dumped water and ice on it, let it cool off for a while, and we made it to Kentucky to spend the night with my daughter, and had a wonderful time, good meals and everything, and then went our squeaky way back to Ohio in the morning.
That's
kept the radio loud.
I'm glad Josh is very mechanically inclined because I am not at all. And so anything that happens like that, I'm just like, that's your department. Like anything, that's all you, because I don't know nothing about it.
That's nice to be able to shift that away.
Yeah.
I mean, the owner of Hidden Hybrid, Dave, he's huge into cars. He was a gearhead growing up and everything, and he knows this, that, he knows it all, right? I mean, there's things that I will work on for my vehicle to save money, you know, and there's some things that I'll look at the instructions as I do it. But other than that, I don't know what vehicle has what in it and everything, right? Yeah. But he went and bought the parts because I called him. He went and bought the parts, did everything. He's like, hey, bring it over to my house. I'll fix it. You know, I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. I'll take it somewhere in the morning. He's like, no, I already bought the parts. Get over here. You know,
that's good.
I'm like, all right. So we sat there having a couple of beers, talking about our trip down to the range day and filling him in on everything while he fixed the vehicle. So it was a good time.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. It's always good to have those friends that know what they're doing when stuff comes to stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm always that friend in my circle, and my friends are mechanically inclined, so something breaks and I get a call. Hey, I'm on the side of the road. I'm like, I'll come find you.
Yeah,
I'm on the way.
Brandon, our camera guy, and Josh are pretty mechanically inclined. They're both pretty mechanically inclined, so usually they have a good idea what's going on if something is going on. So that's good to have.
Yeah, I think Evan had a tie rod or something break the one time. Was it a control arm?
I had a trailing arm on the back left brake. Oh, it's the arm that holds your tire in its position, so it can't scoot back on the backside. So I like pulled into a parking lot, get into work, and 40 minutes from home on the east side, and I was like, clunk. I was like, oh, that didn't sound right. And I was like stepping on the accelerator trying to get parked, and got out, and my tire was like 1 foot rearward of where it should be. I was like, fuck. They're like, I was driving a Buick Regal and popped open the trunk, and being an electrician, I had all my tools. I broke a socket, broke another socket. I was like, it was crazy. I had two of the same size, but that's done. So I called my buddy that's a mechanic, and he delivered his like mechanic tools to me. I broke two of his sockets. I was like, dang, this is insane. I was like, I could take a grinder to this, or I went over to Harbor Freight and bought a ratchet strap and ratchet strapped my tire back into place and took the side roads home. I was like, might just leave this thing on. It's doing pretty good.
Yep. No, it's the Jeep that I got is it's a 97. So there's like no no computer stuff on it. Like it's uh
That's so
what is it
nice.
called? It's fuel injected, so it's not
Right.
carbureted or anything. But that's about it. Like that's all the computer that's on it, and everything else is just mechanical. And it's it's manual. Like there's nothing to it. So that's the reason why I got it, because in the actual engine bay or whatever you want to call it, there's like so much room to work on things and to do stuff. So I'm like, if anything goes wrong, we could probably fix it, or at least Josh could fix it. So
Yeah, he'll definitely fit in there.
Huh?
He'll definitely fit in there. You just open the
Yeah.
hood, put him
Toss
in
him
there,
in.
tell him something's
Yeah.
broke. Here's a headlamp and
Sure don't. I sure as hell ain't fit in there.
Are you guys
Yeah,
going to be
it's,
down in Georgia?
Huh?
Are you guys going to be down in Georgia for the October adventure?
Yeah, we'll be there.
awesome.
Perfect. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man. We're gonna try to get to go to. I guess we are gonna go to Big Daddy Unlimited's thing too. That's
Right
in
on.
Nice.
November.
Whew, the fall's
So-
going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. And then we got the NRA show right after that in October.
October, I think.
Wait, which one's first? So you got
September is before October.
yeah. What is who's in September? Somebody's in September. I don't know. I can't remember.
I didn't put it
but-
on my calendar, so I don't know about it.
I guess BDU, Big Daddy Unlimited, is in November, and I think the NRA's in September.
That sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got NRA, then you got Big Daddy Unlimited, then you got the Rec Veteran, like all in like 3 months, real close to each other.
Okay.
NRA's Texas this year, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Josh, and I was like, I really don't know if I'm gonna fly there for that. but he was like, man, we should just go, man. We can go on a Friday and come back on Sunday. And I was like, okay. So I think we are gonna go to that too.
Nice.
I only got so many days off work I can take. Like, I got personal days and stuff I can take, but I've used them all already. So it's going to be hard for me to get to go to all these things. I may not make it to the Big Daddy thing just because just the time that they have it. Like, I think theirs is like on Thursday and Friday.
Oh,
So you'd have to have those days off work, or I would have to have those days off work.
Right. That's kind of hard to do for a lot of people.
Yeah. And I wish they would have it on a Saturday. I don't know why they don't do it on a Saturday. It don't make no sense to me.
they're privileged. They got the weekdays off, filming videos and whatnot.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, I don't know if we'll. I don't imagine we'll be making it down to NRA. But if they're holding the same schedule, next year's in Louisville, right? Kentucky.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
I
will
think so,
definitely
yeah.
be there. So that's where my sister lives, and she's big crazy bartender and shit. So she might even have a bar by the
Heck
time
yeah.
that comes around. So we can have a little after party or something. And
They screwed up, man. Well, we got screwed out of the NRA time because ours was supposed to be in Nashville this past year in 2020,
Yep.
and it didn't happen. I was like, man, it was only 3 hours away. Like that'd have been awesome. Nope,
yeah, that's not too bad to drive for us either.
didn't happen. So they're like, oh, let's just go to Houston, 10 hours away, and I was like, God, mother, it is what it is.
Yeah, that'd be a hike for us. If we went to Texas, I'd have to take an extra day, and we have to drive down and see some rockets. So
Yeah.
I am not driving. I ain't driving it. I'll be fine. I ain't driving nothing. I'll drive it if it's like 3, 4, maybe 5 hours away. Anything more than that, I'm just like, nope, I'm flying.
yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the drive. I like hopping in the car with the old man and talking shit
That's
for
the way
13
That's
hours.
the way Brandon is. Brandon, when we were going to go to the Gundies, before we got our plane tickets to go there, Brandon, our camera guy, was like, let's just drive it, man. And I was like, that's 18 hours. You do realize we're going to be in a car for 18 hours. And he was like, yeah, I love driving. I'll do all the driving. And I was just like, I am not going to do that. That seems so terrible to be in a car for that long, especially cramped up with your legs and everything. Like, I'd much rather just fly, be there in 2 hours, and be done with it.
Well, it depends on the company too. I'm going down to Mississippi in like 2 weeks for work, do an install, and looks like I might be stuck in the vehicle with like the one person at work that I'm really not a fan of. So that's going to be a long 13 hours right there. Yeah, and, it'll feel like 26.
I drive for a living. Like, I drive a semi for a company. And of course, it's all local. I don't do anything over the road kind of thing. I wouldn't be able to do that. But we drive 500 miles a day, and that's like an everyday thing. And I'm just not into driving, I guess, when I'm not at work.
Well, see, that makes sense.
I'm not even into driving at work, so I don't even like that. So
yeah, I think his work commute's like 6 minutes. Mine's like, it's about to be like 8. So yeah, less tired of it.
Yep. I can leave my apartment and just right down the road to work. So it's nice and easy.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, you don't have to run too far with your go bag if you got to get back home. Your get home bag.
Yeah.
If the power's out or whatever, or across the entire world, it's like, well, I'll walk. So,
yeah.
Be about a 3-hour walk to Julie's, and we'll take care of business at that point.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we know for sure none of us are walking to Texas, so we got that straightened out.
Dude, I don't even want to drive there.
It's approaching that time that I got to go take care of some business before work at 6 a.m. So,
yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. We'd love to have you on again. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to schedule again and have to get with you, get both Joshes on. Have another fun little conversation. So, and every week we get better, and then the following week we get worse at getting everything set up and running a good stream here. So, who knows what will happen next time?
We need to get you all on our podcast.
We would love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be sweet.
We just it's whenever we can get it going, like whenever we can do it. It's just not. It used to be every Tuesday, and then life happens.
Life happens.
That it does.
Well, definitely stay in touch. One thing I like to ask people is to toss us a couple links to your favorite YouTube channels. I'm a YouTube fiend, so I always like exploring new channels. And we'll go ahead and stay in touch. It's always great talking to friends, and we'll go ahead and get you guys scheduled on here and hopefully get on and talk to you guys on the Black Diamond situation. So
yeah, sure. Every time. No problem.
Perfect. Appreciate you having on, everybody. Go ahead and make sure you go follow Black Diamond Guns and Gear. That's to our 4 listeners here. Thanks for tuning in, talking, tossing in the comments, and we'll see you next Sunday, somewhere between 4 and 7 o'clock. I'll make an announcement. I'm bad at social media posts, but we'll see what transpires. So, everybody have a good week. Keep your eyes on the moon and stay safe.
See ya.